You didn't lift anything. You didn't twist wrong. You didn't fall. You lay perfectly still for 8 hours and came out of it worse than you went in. That's the part nobody explains. By 11 o'clock, you're fine. You bend, you carry things, you get through your day without anyone noticing. But in the morning, you're sitting on the edge of the bed holding a sock, waiting for your back to let you finish the job. Rest is supposed to repair you, so why is yours the thing that hurts? That's because your spine spent all night in a position it couldn't hold, and your muscles spent all night holding it there instead. The stiffness you feel standing up isn't damage. It's a bill for 8 hours of work you never knew was happening. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 sleeping positions that stop that from happening. Both of them use pillows you already own. I'll take you through each one step by step, exactly where every pillow goes and how to know when you've got it right. I'll also show you the 3 small mistakes that quietly cancel both positions out, and the 1 position you should stop using tonight. And stay with me until the end, because we'll also cover the way you get out of bed in the morning, and almost nobody is taught how to do it properly. Before we get started, welcome if this is your first time here. How old are you right now? Drop your age in the comments. We read and reply to each one. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us what country you're watching from, so we know where our family is growing. What your spine is actually doing all night. A resting spine just wants to be neutral, which means long, level, and untwisted from your neck all the way down to your tailbone. Every bad night you've had comes down to losing that, and there are 3 ways a bed quietly takes it away from you. The first is arching. When you lie flat with your legs straight, your pelvis tips forward, and the natural hollow above your waistband deepens. Doctors call that hollow lumbar lordosis. You can feel it right now by lying down and sliding a hand under your lower back. The gap you find is the gap your muscles spend all night holding up. What's pulling your pelvis into that tilt is a muscle called the psoas, which runs from your lower spine, through your pelvis, and attaches to the inside of your thigh. Sitting all day leaves it short. Straightening your legs at night stretches it. And because one end of it is anchored to your lumbar spine, it pulls your lower back into an arch and holds it there. Bend the knees slightly, and that arch softens. The long muscles beside your spine let go, and the pressure comes off the discs. It also takes the tension off the sciatic nerve where it leaves the spine, which is why leg symptoms sometimes quiet down in that position. The second is twisting. Your top leg drops forward in the night. Your pelvis follows it, and your lower back rotates. That opens the disc spaces on one side and squeezes the small joints on the other. Discs handle pressure well and rotation badly, which is why a twisted position costs you more than a compressed one. A few seconds of it would be a stretch. 8 hours of it is a strain. The third is guarding. With nothing supporting them, your back muscles never fully switch off. They stay half awake all night, holding your spine where the mattress won't. A muscle held at low effort for hours doesn't get fresh blood the way a working, moving muscle does. Waste builds up, the tissue tightens, and you wake up stiff without having done a thing. That is why the stiffness is worst in your first 10 minutes on your feet, and why it eases as the day goes on. Then the whole thing feeds itself. Short sleep doesn't just leave you tired, it lowers your pain threshold, so the same back sends a louder signal the next day. It also cuts into deep sleep, which is when most of your growth hormone is released and most tissue repair happens. Nearly 6 in 10 people with low back pain report broken sleep, and the worse the pain, the worse the nights get. This runs in both directions, and a loop can be broken at either end. Tonight, the end you can actually reach is the pillows. The 2 positions that fix it. Position 1, on your back, knees supported. Lying flat on your back with your legs stretched out feels like the most neutral thing you could possibly do. It isn't. With your legs straight, your pelvis tips forward and your lower back arches away from the mattress. The small joints at the back of each vertebra close up and press together, and they stay pressed together for hours. It is a mild version of leaning backwards, held all night long. Lift the knees and the whole thing reverses. Your pelvis rolls back, the hollow under your waist flattens out, and the muscles that were holding that arch finally let go. You are handing the mattress a job your back has been doing unpaid every night. Now, about the mattress, you may have been told to buy something rock hard. The best trial we have says otherwise. Researchers took 313 adults with chronic low back pain, all of whom hurt both in bed and on getting up, randomly gave them either a firm or a medium-firm mattress, and followed them double-blind for 90 days. The results showed that the medium-firm group did better on every measure. Pain in bed improved by 80% against 70%, and daytime disability improved by 50% against 30%. The researchers ran the study precisely because the evidence behind firm is better had never actually been there. So aim for medium firm. Supportive enough that you don't sink. Soft enough that you don't spend the night turning over. How to set it up. Get into bed sideways. Sit on the edge, lower yourself down onto your side, then roll onto your back as one piece. Never sit up and twist your way in. Place 1 or 2 pillows where your knees will land, and make sure they sit under the crease behind the knee rather than under your shins. Now lift one leg at a time onto them. One at a time, not both together, because lifting both is a hard pull on a back that is already irritated. Let your legs settle with your feet slightly apart and your toes falling outward. Your head pillow should support your neck without pushing your chin down toward your chest. Now tune it. Slide a hand under your waist. If there is still a gap, add height under your knees. If your lower back feels pressed uncomfortably flat, take height away. You want the arch gentle, not gone. During a bad flare, roll a thin towel and slide it under your lower back to fill that natural gap. Keep it small. As you relax into it, the pressure should ease, never build. Adjust it once, properly, and your back stops working the night shift. Position 2, the 3-pillow side lie. Most of you already sleep this way. When the Finnish clinic surveyed its patients, 87% of them were side sleepers. So this is not asking you to change what you do. It is asking you to do it properly, because side lying without support quietly creates the exact problem it should be solving. Think about what happens once you fall asleep. Gravity spends the whole night pulling your top leg down and forward. Nothing stops it. Your knee slides across, your pelvis follows, and your lower back twists a few degrees and stays there. Meanwhile, the full weight of that upper leg is pressing down on the lower one, and your hips are tipping toward the mattress. Plenty of people end up half on their stomach by morning, without ever knowing it happened. A pillow between the knees stops all of that at the source. It holds the gap, keeps the hips stacked, and takes away the leverage that was dragging your spine out of line. You'll need 3 pillows for this, and ordinary ones are fine. How to set it up. Start with your head pillow. It needs to be thick enough that your neck sits level with the rest of your spine, not tipped up toward the ceiling and not sagging down toward the mattress. Now take the second pillow and place it lengthways between your legs, running from your knees down toward your ankles so both joints stay level. Not a thin fold. It needs enough body to actually hold the space. Then bring the third pillow to your chest and stomach and hug it in, resting your top arm over it. This is the one almost everyone skips, and it is what stops your shoulders turning one way while your hips go the other. 2 more things. Keep your sore side facing up. Do not lie on the painful one. And soften your knees slightly. Then stack your hip bones one directly above the other. You will know it is right by how quiet your lower back goes. There is a feeling of being held rather than balanced. And when you roll over, you should turn in one piece, shoulders and hips moving together instead of separately. That is the whole point of the third pillow. If the knee pillow slides out, tuck one corner under your bottom knee. If your waist sinks into the mattress, roll a small towel and slot it between your ribs and your hip. This is not a position you hold. It is a position that means you no longer have to. The first week plan. For the first 2 nights, set your pillows before you're tired. Do it right after dinner if you have to. Nobody builds a 3-pillow nest at 11 o'clock at night, and if the setup isn't already waiting for you when you climb in, you won't do it. Nights 3 to 5 are the ones that make people quit. You'll wake up out of position. Your knee pillow will be on the floor. That's normal, and it isn't failure. You're undoing a sleeping habit that's decades old, and your body needs a few nights to trust the new one. Reset the pillows and go back to sleep. That's the whole job. By nights 6 and 7, start paying attention to your mornings instead of your nights. The honest measure isn't how quickly you fell asleep. It's how those first 10 minutes on your feet feel. That's where the difference shows up first. You don't need a perfect week. You just need enough nights to see a pattern. 3 mistakes that cancel out both positions. 1. Getting out of bed badly. You can undo 8 good hours in 3 seconds. That's what happens when you sit straight up and twist your way off the edge of the mattress, which is how most of us have been getting out of bed our whole lives. There's a better way, and it's worth learning properly. Roll onto your side first, so your whole body turns together. Bend your knees. Then let your feet swing down off the edge of the bed as you push yourself up with your arms. The weight of your legs going down helps your upper body come up, so your back barely has to work at all. This matters more than people realize. In that Finnish survey, 87% of patients said getting out of bed in the morning was a problem all by itself. 2. The knee pillow is too thin. A folded sheet won't hold your knees apart, and neither will an old flat pillow that gave up years ago. The job here is simple, which is to keep your top knee sitting at the same height as the bottom one. That takes real thickness, not a bit of fabric. So build your setup, lie down, and then reach a hand down to feel where your knees actually are. If the top one has slid forward or dropped below the other, the pillow isn't doing its job. And if the knees aren't level, your pelvis is still turning, which means your lower back is still twisting all night no matter how carefully you arranged everything else. Fix it by folding the pillow over on itself, or by using 2 thinner ones stacked together. Whatever holds the gap is the right answer. 3. 1 head pillow for 2 positions. That's something almost nobody thinks about. The gap between your head and the mattress is much bigger when you're on your side than when you're on your back, because your shoulder is filling that space. So the pillow that keeps your neck level while you're on your side will shove your chin down toward your chest the moment you roll onto your back. And the pillow that's perfect on your back will let your head sag toward the mattress on your side. Using 1 pillow for both positions means one of them is wrong every single night. Keep 2 by the bed, a thicker one for side sleeping, a thinner one for your back. Swap them when you change position. It sounds fussy, and it takes about 3 seconds. Fix these 3, and your 2 positions finally get to do the job you set them up to do. 1 position to stop tonight. Stomach sleeping. It is the position most consistently linked to worse lower back pain, and the reason is simple. You are arching your back and twisting your neck, then holding both for a third of your life. Your lumbar spine sits in extension all night, while your head stays turned to one side, hour after hour. Nothing about that is restful, and people seem to figure this out on their own eventually. In that Finnish clinic survey, lying face down was the position patients avoided more than any other, with 42% steering clear of it. If you have slept on your stomach your whole life, you are not going to quit tonight. Use the side position instead, but hug a full-length body pillow to your front. Your chest and arms get something to press into, which is what stomach sleeping was really giving you all along. And on the nights you still wake up face down, slide a thin pillow under your lower belly and hips. It takes some of the arch out, though it does nothing for your neck. Give yourself a few weeks. Habits this old are traded, not broken. When to see a doctor instead. Most nighttime back pain is mechanical. It comes from how your body is arranged, which is why arranging it differently helps. Some back pain is not mechanical, and positioning will not touch it. Consult a doctor soon if your pain gets worse when you lie down, and worse through the night instead of easing with rest. That is the reverse of the usual pattern and a reason to be looked at. The same goes for back pain alongside fever or chills, unexplained weight loss, new or worsening pain if you have a history of cancer, or leg weakness that is clearly getting worse over hours or days. There are a few signs that must not be ignored. Losing control of your bladder or bowels, numbness across the groin and inner thighs, or sudden weakness in both legs, can point to cauda equina syndrome and need immediate assessment. Specialists say the earliest sign is often new trouble passing urine, and that it is settled with an urgent scan rather than by waiting to see how things go. Today you learned how to set your body up for a night that actually rests it. Stop the twisting, take out the arch, stop making your back muscles work the night shift. You don't need perfection, you don't need a new mattress. 3 ordinary pillows and 1 decision tonight. Be patient with your body. It has been sleeping the same way for years, and it will need a few nights to trust something new. Thank you for spending this time with me. Let me know which position you try first, and how your mornings go. I wish you easy nights and mornings where you get out of bed without thinking about it at all.